Okay, we are continuing our tour through the Rex white paper. My name is Kelly Snook. This is a series where we're going in depth through the entire white paper with some commentary and also examples from the Rex app. Where possible, I'm using the mainnet for the examples. I'm currently making this set of videos before the launch of the auctions, so there are some parts of the Rex ecosystem that are not functioning yet, so I am doing those examples on the testnet. So you can follow along if you want on rex.io or testnet.rex.io. And let's get into the main body of the white paper, starting with section 1, security. Let's just go through briefly these suggested behaviors for preserving your security and safety while using the Rex token. If you reveal your private keys to anyone, assume all your funds will be stolen. If you reveal your seed phrase to anyone, assume all your funds will be stolen. If you reveal your wallet password to anyone, assume all your funds will be stolen. If you connect your wallet to any third-party website or app, your funds can be stolen. When using a website or app, make sure that it's the official one and that the domain is written correctly. A very popular trick is to slightly misspell a domain and create fake sites that then will steal all your money. Always use the contract addresses, not the names of the tokens, to avoid fakes and imposters. Or if you do, use the name like MREX and the token address comes up. Double check always that token address against the one that's given in the paper. So against this one. Almost always, unless you memorize those tokens, it's important to double check that you're dealing with the right token. Don't interact with Rex smart contracts if prohibited by any law or regulation. Don't rely on social media. If you do, please be aware of the following risks. Be aware people do steal identities, fake accounts, and deceive. Never reveal any sensitive data to anyone for whatever reason. Never consider other people's words or messages or posts as financial advice. Always do your own research, DYOR, and take responsibility for your actions. Take all the time you need to do your own research. Don't let anyone rush you. If anyone asks you to use third-party websites or apps or to send tokens, report them. There's a link here to report if you want. Cryptocurrencies should be considered a new technology. Cryptocurrencies bear immense risks, total loss of tokens, or their values. There is no guarantee the technology or code will work forever or at all. Only invest what you can afford to lose. To minimize risks, strictly follow known investment rules like Kramer's 25. If you don't know what that is, read about it. Right there. Rex smart contracts run on decentralized blockchains. These blockchains are to be considered third-party, and their availability cannot be and is not guaranteed at any time. Apart from using the functions of Rex smart contracts directly or via the Blockchain Explorer, Rex smart contracts might be used via the main website, but its functionality and availability, although well-designed and protected, cannot be and is not guaranteed at any time. And the main website and the single source of truth is rex.io. So what that last one is saying is that this website, rex.io, may or may not always be up. But even if it's not up, you can interact directly with the Rex contracts. And that is a little bit of advanced behavior, but even if the website is down, the contracts will still be running. It's a lot more reliable that the contracts would be running than the website. So you can learn how to do that, but just know that that's an option if for some reason you can't get to the Rex website, you can still interact with the contracts directly. And now I am going to go through generally about Rex. We'll look at the special features of Rex stakes and the Rex code and the Rex smart contracts and Rex time and the requirements for using Rex through section 2 of the white paper, just the high level details of Rex. So Rex is a blockchain-based, advanced, highly rewarding, and flexible cryptocurrency and staking ecosystem provided by a set of decentralized, unchangeable, and irrevocable smart contracts. Rex is not an organization, an institution, or a person. In addition to providing the usual cryptocurrency functions, the Rex token natively provides properties of a certificate of deposit and a bond by utilizing smart contracts. However, compared to CDs and bonds in traditional finance, Rex offers additional features and extended flexibility. In crypto speech, Rex may be categorized as a staking token. Rex is the world's first staking token, providing a native decentralized exchange for stakes. Users may use the smart contract integrated functions to offer, buy, and sell stakes without any restrictions, intermediaries, controllers, admins, or any external service. Rex is the world's first staking token where the user, and only the user, is in full control of their stakes, even while offering them on the integrated decentralized exchange. This leads to a revolutionary zero counterparty risk environment for trading stakes. So what is this saying? This is saying that Rex is like a traditional certificate of deposit and a bond, but with some additional features. And one of the most interesting and innovative features is that the stakes themselves can be traded on an exchange. So not only can you buy and sell Rex and stake Rex and earn rewards, but you can buy and sell the stakes you make. So this is a fairly significant game changer and a new addition since the classic Rex protocol. Okay, so what are the special features of Rex stakes? There are a lot of different staking protocols, and so let's talk about what Rex stakes are. A stake is active if it has shares that are actively earning rewards. That is, the initial time period defined for the Rex to remain staked has not yet passed. So when you go to make a stake in Rex, your stake has a defined period of time where the money is, where the Rex is converted to shares and locked up, essentially. So you go to send your Rex to stake your Rex, and you are assigned a certain number of shares for a certain amount of time, and then every day you will see the rewards that come in for those shares. So what can you do with a stake? You can name it, can give it an initial name. You can then rename it if you want to change the name, so you can more easily keep track of them in your list of stakes. You might end up having hundreds of stakes or even thousands of stakes, so it's good to come up with your own naming scheme to keep track of them. You can withdraw your staking rewards from an active stake. So let's say you stake something for 100 days, but on day 10 you need money for something, and that stake has earned some rewards. You can withdraw those rewards and sell that Rex. The shares will be, when you withdraw the rewards, the shares will be converted back into Rex, and that Rex is available to you to do whatever you want with it. Active stakes can be transferred to another address. So you can literally just send a stake to another address as a gift. That other address doesn't have to ever have interacted with the Rex protocol, so it can be any address on the Binance Smart Chain, and that recipient then has an active stake that is earning rewards. A stake can be split into two equal parts that might be needed if you, say, get a divorce or want to split up a joint custody stake for some reason. Active stakes can be sold on the DEX, and that is a whole piece of strategy that will enter into your REX strategic plan starting on day 111 of REX. And then finally, staking rewards rates may be boosted with supportive tokens like MREX and TREX. So the REX code is immutable code. It's thoroughly tested, it's proven, it's made public. It's packed with comments, so even if you're not a coder, you can understand it if you read it. It will be all published and made public after everything is fully deployed and launched. And anybody who wants to can decide whether to interact with it. The contracts are fully audited, tested, and they're built to last. The simulations are anywhere between 48 and 100 years, so really just built to be deployed, never changed. It'll just be what it is forever. And the audits will be very clearly posted on the Rex.io website as soon as they're completely finished, which will happen after the launch, or maybe very, very slightly just before the auctions begin. But as soon as those audits are completely finished, they'll be available. Here are the links to the two audits. The first one is by the company called Certic, and this audit is still just 99% complete. They're just waiting on the final deployment code to be published. And then there's also the Solidity Finance audit, and that one is available here as well. So those links will be linked eventually from the Rex website, and probably from the link tree as well. They will be easy to find. I'll also publish them here in the YouTube post down below. Okay, so next in our tour of the white paper is once deployed, initialized, and ownership renounced, the REX contract have no functionality granted to the deploying account and no administrative keys. They are unchangeable forever. All users, including the developers, have precisely equal access to the contract's functionality. There is one exception. After the deployment and initialization of the daily auctions contract that manages the auction phase in REX and creates most of the supply in the beginning of REX, one address, the gas refunder, has additional rights. This address is allowed to send BNB to the daily auctions contract, which will be used for refunding gas fees to users, and withdraw tokens from the contract after the last contract day when the auction phase is over and the treasury and all pools have already been emptied by the users. This right will be necessary to withdraw the remaining unused BNB and for withdrawing other tokens from the contract. For example, it can retrieve tokens that have accidentally been sent to the contract and would otherwise be unrecoverable, which happens a lot. To grant full security, this withdrawal permission explicitly excludes the REX BUSD-LP tokens that will wait in the contract after initial liquidity providers, even after the auction phase. So what does that mean? That means that in almost every way, the contracts cannot be changed and they can't be controlled directly by anyone, including the developer, except for this one functionality called the gas refunder, which has some additional rights. So if that didn't exist, then it wouldn't be possible when people accidentally send their tokens to the contract to give them back to them. So if you've ever done this, you would be grateful that this exception is in there, because it's tragic and super sad when you accidentally send thousands of dollars to an address where it can't be retrieved. So this is really a kindness on the part of the developers to leave that capability open. Also, to be able to collect up all unused funds at the end so they don't just sit there and get wasted and never used. Okay, Rex time. Time is tracked by the contracts in whole day increments beginning at Rex day 0, which starts at the set launch time defined as Unix time in the Rex contract. The time before Rex day 0 starts, the time between the contract deployment and launch time is also defined as Rex day 0. So Rex day 0 is a lot more than a day. It's all the time before the contract actually starts. So the Rex day 0 phase is the initial liquidity phase, which we have already spoken about. And there are other phases then in Rex time that have some important characteristics. So day 0, again 7 days, is the initial liquidity phase. Days 1 to 122 are the daily auction phase, which we'll talk about in the next video. Days 2 to 222 are the days when you can claim your Rex from auction, and also when you can claim your Rex airdrop. Day 2 is the start of the BUSD claim phase, but actually you will have noticed that the BUSD airdrop has already started. I can show you that here in the Rex app. You can see here, if I go to a wallet that was part of the initial Rex protocol, the original Rex protocol, this is a wallet here that I've called OG account, just to be clear. And if I open here, we'll see on the dashboard the parts of the airdrop that are currently available to me. You can see here the Rex airdrop assignment for this wallet is going to be 5.8 million Rex. And the BUSD compensation, which we were just talking about, is currently at $66.83. I think my total that I can claim from this wallet will be a lot more than that, but it's coming in just as fast as the contract itself is earning funds. So anybody who buys a T-Rex, a portion of those funds are going to pay people back their BUSD compensation. And also, once the auctions start, 5% of the auction funds will be going into this BUSD compensation fund, because 100% of the funds originally set aside for development are being sent directly to compensate the BUSD airdrop recipients until the whole airdrop is paid out. That may take a couple months, it may take 14 months, it really just depends on how quickly the money comes into the contract. So even though in the white paper it says that day 2 is when that BUSD claim phase starts, it's actually already started, because some of the T-Rex sales incoming funds have already been paid out and distributed to BUSD airdrop recipients. Day 1 to 250 is when you can claim your BUSD. So that's for referrals. Day 2 to 250 is when you can claim your BUSD from big paydays. So there won't be a big payday on the first day, obviously, because there will not have been an auction yet. So the first day after the first auction is day 2, and starting that day is when you can claim your big payday BUSD that you win. Days 2 to 259, so when you can claim your Rex from auction and from referrals. After that time, that Rex, it won't be claimable. And then from day 223 on is when you can pull back out any liquidity that you put in. And again, as we discussed before, you can pull that out in chunks of 10%, no more than 10%, every 30 days. So starting on day 223, you can start pulling out your LP tokens. On day 251, all of the contracts BUSD are moved to the treasury. And then on day 252 to 258 is when the treasury will pay out BUSD to any wallets that never got a big payday. So all the unused and unclaimed BUSD from this whole period will be collected up and put into the treasury and then paid out to everyone that didn't yet win a big payday. So that's the overall timeline, and we'll now go into, after this last little bit, we'll go into some details of what each of these things means, and we'll start showing what it looks like to participate in the different elements of this timeline in the Rex app. So the requirements for using Rex: users will need a computer or a smartphone with an internet connection or a wallet. The recommendation is MetaMask. I think you can also use Trust Wallet, although I haven't tried it. And I think you can also use these with a hard wallet, but I haven't tried it myself, so I can't really speak to that or show that. Hopefully somebody else will make videos about that. So you have to have a wallet and a computer or a phone with an internet connection to be able to receive, hold, send, and manage your Rex and your Rex stakes, and to have the boost tokens in the wallet. On a computer, you will need a browser. We recommend Firefox or Chrome. So I'm showing you what it all looks like here on Chrome. It looks very similar on Firefox. I also use Brave. So those three browsers are the best to use. I don't think it will work with Safari. Users will also need to hold BNB tokens because that is the BSC native currency. That's the Binance Smart Chain native currency. So to do anything in Rex, you will need gas money, and gas money is held as BNB. So anything you want to do costs gas, and you have to have gas fees in your wallet in order to be able to do anything. You'll get some nasty errors if you don't have any BNB. The Rex contracts use the BUSD token for you to take part in the daily auctions or to use the DEX for stakes. So in the original Rex protocol, everything was done with BNB within the Rex contracts. That has changed now, so everything is with BUSD, which makes it all much easier to calculate because BUSD is a stable coin and is always pegged to the dollar. So BUSD is the Binance Smart Chain's pegged stablecoin. Okay, that is the end of section 2 in the white paper, and now I will move on to section 3.